Alright, let's talk about diets. Now, you must know that diets aren't going to keep the weight off, if that's your goal. A lifestyle changes. These diets are still fun to learn about though, and I thought they'd be useful to anyone who watched my Lose Weight by Manipulating Calories video or my How to Get a Six-Pack video, since abs are made in the kitchen. Here's some lifestyle eating styles that could work for you. Now, I'm not promoting any of these diets, only introducing them to you, unless I explicitly tell you my opinion on them. Near the end of this video, I'll tell you what my meal routine looks like and the benefits of it, right after I explain how your blood type can affect which diets are optimal for you. So the first one is the 3-hour diet. Created by fitness expert George Cruz, the 3-hour diet requires you to eat 5 times a day. Cruz recommends more lean foods and less fatty foods, but all of your favorite sweet and salty foods are still allowed. You are just allowed to eat them at strict times. By eating these small meals every 3 hours, you are boosting your body's fat-burning potential. This diet comes with 4 rules. The first rule is to eat breakfast within an hour of waking up. The second rule is to eat every 3 hours after you eat breakfast. And the third rule is to stop eating 3 hours before bedtime. The final rule is to stick to recommended portion sizes that you are eating. Your meals should average to 400 calories, snacks should make up 100 of those calories, and your desserts should be around 50 calories. This makes a total of 1,450 calories a day. Now I'm assuming that means 3 meals, 2 snacks, and 1 dessert item. Cruz says that some people lose 10 pounds in the first 2 weeks, and 2 pounds every week after that, while still keeping your fat-burning muscle tissue. Now this requires medium effort, and all that you have to do is plan out the meal times and 100-calorie snacks ahead of time. The main thing is to worry about is your portion control. The next diet is called the cookie diet. This diet literally only requires cookies, so shopping will be a breeze. However, you don't just get to eat any cookies. You have to choose and buy specific cookies for breakfast, lunch, and snacks. This diet does require medium effort on your part, and if you don't like the idea of eating cookies or eating the same thing every day, then this diet probably isn't for you. Dinner is the one thing that you can cook your own, but just remember that portion sizes do still matter. The point of this diet is to take in less calories, which will in turn allow for more weight loss. The only downfall of this diet is the price of the diet cookies. Some companies charge up to $250 to $300 for a 2-week supply, which can be very costly over a period of time. And I'm not quite sure how they would taste if they're diet cookies. Anyways, exercise is also encouraged, but is not specified. The cookie diet works well for super busy people who want to lose a little weight. Oh, the next diet is the Fat Flush diet. Developed by nutritionalist Anne Louise Gittleman, the Fat Flush diet combines weight loss and detox into a low-carb, restricted-calorie diet. Her theory was that the right combination of foods and a specific eating schedule will increase your metabolism and cause your body to burn more fat efficiently. But you must first detoxify your liver and lymphatic system to function better. This diet comes in 3 different phases. The first phase is the detox phase, where you get to drink 8 glasses of cranberry juice and water mixture a day. Your calorie intake is restricted to 1,100 to 1,200 calories a day. This sounds horrible to me, but keep listening. The next phase is the ongoing phase, which is designed to continue weight loss. In this phase, your calorie intake is slightly raised and allows certain carbs to be added back into the diet. The final stage is where you plan out your lifestyle eating. This plan is designed for lifetime weight control. I think this is the most important. Now this step also seems the most reliable, and you could probably skip all the other steps and still achieve the same results, but over a longer period of time. It again slowly raises the amount of carbs allowed a day and has a ratio of 40% carbs, 30% protein, and 30% fat. Exercise is also very important, as the first 2 phases require minimal exercise, just 20 to 30 minute daily walks. The third phase, however, requires increased amounts of exercise, such as weightlifting and even more running. A diet journal is recommended for this diet. On to the next one, the skinny bitch diet. Also known as the military diet, this diet is for those who need to shed weight fast to look good on that upcoming vacation or to fit into that little black dress on Friday. Some people reported losing 10 or more pounds in just a week, which is not technically healthy, but can be possible with this 3-day diet. The best part about this diet is that you don't have to count your calories or hunt down any weird or odd food. The diet is clearly laid out, each meal and each day, in the proprietary Skinny Bitch book. Your meals will be very cheap, quick, and easy to prepare, which makes them so much more convenient. This diet is low in calories, so you'll feel very hungry at first, but it only lasts for 3 days. After the 3 days is up, the key is to not just go crazy and eat whatever, but to stay under 1,500 calories a day for the next 4 days, and then begin the 3-day diet again. This diet takes a high level of effort and basically tells you to kiss your carnivorous side goodbye. While on this skinny bitch diet, you're at a risk of lack of vitamins and nutrients that your body needs, so this could be unhealthy. Many people that have been on this diet reported that it makes them feel angry, deprived, overwhelmed, and frustrated. I do not recommend this diet as it could be easy to put your body into starvation mode. The next diet is the South Beach diet. This diet helps you learn to choose the right carbs and the right fats instead of not consuming them all. This diet is a 3-step program diet created by Arthur Agatston to help his patients lose weight and lower their cholesterol. The effort required for the South Beach diet is medium. You don't need to spend your time counting calories or figuring percentages. This diet does not depend on any exercise, and you can find all of your food at local stores and restaurants. The biggest part of the South Beach diet is the phases in which it comes. Phase 1 is the most restrictive. It calls for a lot of proteins, some fats, and limited amounts of food with a high glycemic index. This phase restricts fruits, alcohol, dairy products, starches, and any kind of fruit juices. During phase 2, you slowly introduce carbs back into your diet, such as fruits, whole grain pasta, rice, and bread and potatoes. At this point, you should expect to lose 1 to 3 pounds a week. Finally comes phase 3, where your main concern is maintaining your weight. In this phase, there is no restriction on what you can and cannot eat, but by this time, you should be able to make complete healthy choices on your own. But if your cravings come back, then return to phases 1 and 2. Now we're on to the vegan diet. Along with not eating fish, meat, or eggs in the vegan diet, you also cannot eat any animal products. Now, this can significantly lower your options of food. The key to this diet is your variety of foods. This diet lacks fats, which help prevent you from getting chronic diseases. The vegan diet also meets the amount of daily protein needed, but does not meet the standard amounts of some vitamins, such as vitamin D. So people on this diet are urged to be out in the sun more often. You should meet your recommended amounts of daily calcium and iron while on this diet also. If you plan on starting the vegan diet, you will also need a B12 supplement to take daily since you're not consuming enough animal products that contain this. Now I'll mention B12 later on this video, but it basically gives you a bunch of energy. The vegan diet does not have to cost more either, and it can actually be a lot cheaper than your normal shopping, depending on where you live. The key is to not replace animal products with junk food, and stick to your fruits and vegetables. There are a ton of videos on this diet, and the community can be quite helpful, but also finger pointing, as there are many reasons that some people choose the vegan diet. The next diet is the raw food diet. Your oven gets a rest on this diet, no cooking is needed. For the raw food diet, you will be eating mostly uncooked, unprocessed, mostly organic foods. Your food can be cold or even warm on this diet. The temperature just cannot go above 118 degrees Fahrenheit. The level of effort required for this diet is high because you'll need to amp up your cooking skills. Eating out can be difficult, and you may have to change your shopping location to get a wider selection of items. You also will need to cook your foods very carefully, because it is known that uncooked foods can be linked to foodborne illnesses, and because of this risk, it is not recommended for pregnant women, smaller children, or senior citizens, along with anyone that has a weak immune system. The cost of the raw food diet tends to be a bit more expensive, simply because of fresh vegetables and other fresh ingredients. However, this diet does help you control your blood pressure and is low in sodium. Specialists say that this diet has very many nutritional perks. Now we're on to the blood type diet. So the blood type diet is designed to help you get healthier by eating a diet based off your blood type. The creator says that if you can follow a diet based on your blood type, then your food will digest more efficiently, you'll lose more weight, and it will even help prevent disease. The level of effort required for this diet is high because some blood types may mean you have a very restrictive diet. If you do not know your blood type, you will need to figure that out before you can do this diet. So here is what is recommended for each blood type. Type O blood type. Type O requires a high protein, heavy in lean meat, poultry, fish, and vegetables. You should also be light on grains, beans, and dairy. It is also recommended that people take supplements to help with stomach issues and other things that people with type O typically have. Type A blood. This diet is a meat-free diet that focuses mainly on your fruits and vegetables, beans, and whole grains. It is better to get these things fresh and organic because people with type A blood tend to have a more sensitive immune system. Type B blood. If you are type B, you should avoid wheat and buckwheat. You should also avoid corn, lentils, tomatoes, peanuts, and some sesame seeds. Chicken is also something discouraged in this diet. The author of this diet encourages eating low-fat dairy products, eggs, certain meats, and green vegetables. The last one, type AB blood. You should focus on tofu, seaweed, dairy, greens, and vegetables. The author of this diet says that people with type AB blood tend to have low stomach acid, and you should also avoid caffeine, alcohol, and any cured meat. Now remember, I don't have any great knowledge about dieting or how your blood type interacts with your digestion. I just like to learn and teach in an informative way. And the best way to lose weight is to always test and see what works best for you. So I want to tell you a little bit about my diet and my lifestyle decisions of how I eat food. So I currently start my mornings with a coffee around 7 o'clock and don't eat anything until at least noon. Sometimes I'll have something sweet before then, but usually my motivation and energy levels are super perky as soon as the caffeine kicks in. Honestly, I think this is vital to my day because having that energy makes it much more easier to go out and do stuff and be super optimistic. Before I drank coffee, I would take between 500 and 2,000 milligrams of B12, which basically has the same effect on me as caffeine, but without the jitters. My first meal is usually something with a ton of protein. Like for the past couple of years, I've cooked between 5 and 6 eggs every day, which according to some studies isn't healthy, but I've seen no negative effects so far. They're also super cheap. After my super high protein meal, I can go another 3 to 4 hours before I start getting hungry again. My next meal is something with a bit more carbs, and sometimes I'll have a protein shake with it if I lift it in between those 2 meals. Sometimes I'll have a snack or 2 throughout the day, but a couple hours before I go to sleep, I'll have a normal meal. Some days it's a wild card like McNuggets or pizza. During the summer, my family grills a lot, so hamburgers and steaks are common too. Let me know what kind of diets you guys have tried and which ones have worked for you in the comments below. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, thank you for watching, and subscribe for more.